I made this large pot of stew without any tomatoes. Hi faves, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in today's video we're making stew without tomatoes. Can you believe it? Are you shocked? Are you amazed? Even me too. But yeah, tomatoes is quite expensive now, so I developed a substitute for tomatoes that even makes your stew taste even nicer and more delicious. Yes, we'll be using some cabbage. You can use the whole thing, or you can just like divide it into half. A cabbage of this size goes for 800 naira to 1000 naira, compared to tomatoes where you will just pick like 4 of it and they'll tell you 3000 naira. For where tomatoes will be so ashamed right now, because food bloggers are developing ways to make sure that this tomato increment or pepper increment is not affecting us in any way. So you can use a full cabbage like I am using, or you can just use half of it if you are making like a smaller portion of stew. Yeah, but I'm making a large pot of stew, so I'm using this old cabbage that I got for I think 1000 naira or so. So after cutting my cabbage into smaller pieces, they have been well rinsed. I'll transfer them into a bowl like this one, and then I will combine the other ingredients that we'll be using for this recipe. That's why you want to watch this video to the end, so that you do not miss out on any part of it at all. Now I'm going to add this into a bowl, and to this I'm going to add some scotch bonnet pepper. This is the scotch bonnet pepper that I'll be using for this recipe. I'm going to be adding some onions, some ginger and some garlic for extra heat, and I will blend all of this up into a smooth consistency like this. To my pot, I'll add some vegetable oil and allow this to heat up properly before adding some tomato paste to my pot. Yes, I'm going to be using tomato paste for this recipe, not the tomatoes that is expensive like gold. I will ensure to fry this properly until it is well fried. My faves, make sure you fry that tomato paste well, because you do not want a situation where your soup is slapping you back. Now I'm going to proceed to add the cabbage mixture. I don't want to say pepper mixture, because I know you all will come for me and say this is not pepper mixture. But yeah, my cabbage mixture, there is pepper in it, there is onions, ginger and garlic paste, ginger and garlic, sorry. So I'll mix all of this to combine until it looks something like this. The oil is no longer evident in the stew. You know that it is good. Now you're going to add some seasoning powder, some ginger powder, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, paprika for that extra color, and then you're going to keep mixing this until it is well combined. You want to ensure that this is well combined so that all the spices are evenly distributed. Then I'll go in with my meat stock, mix this thoroughly again inside that goodness, and then I will cover this and allow it to cook. After a while, this is what it would look like. The oil will start floating on top of the stew, which means that this is almost ready. Okay, look at how good and how yummy this looks. But yeah, we have to add protein to our stew, because what is stew without protein? What is stew without orishirishi things that we had to eat? Okay, so I'm just going to add some fried beef right now. That was the stock I added earlier on. I'll just transfer the beef to this stew to give it more flavor, and I'll also be using some eggs. I'm not Ghanaian, don't worry, but yes, I'll be using some eggs in this stew, and then I'll mix everything inside to combine. And look at how lush, look at how yummy this looks already. You should try this, taste it, and you would be thoroughly blown away. Like, you wouldn't even notice that there is no tomatoes in the stew, because it just tastes like regular stew, except that you wouldn't get that tomato taste. And one of the advantages of using cabbage is that cabbage is not going to make your soup too sweet, or it's just going to give you that base taste, whereas it's going to still be very, very tasty and very delicious. You can enjoy this stew with some white rice, basmati rice, even yam, or anything that you would normally use your regular stew for. Will you be trying this recipe? Is this something that you would most likely try, or are you just going to stick to the old expensive tomatoes? I think you should try this because this was so good. Everyone in my house loved it and they asked for more. All right, thank you so much for watching. Bye.